Scholastic Audio presents Overwatch, Deadlock Rebels by Lyndsay Ely, read by Jennifer Hale. Climbing out of the vehicle, Ashe took a long look around and relaxed. They'd left Bob at the mansion for fear he might be recognized, but there were enough people around that no one would pay close attention to the four of them. And Frankie had assured her that the residents of Fort Star had a reputation for minding their own business. Said Jesse, gazing around. Where to first? We've got a list, said Ashe, so let's start at the top. A nearby shop caught Ashe's eye and she pointed. Ammo. We're gonna need plenty of that for sure. As they entered, a bell over the door tinkled, rousing the man dozing behind the counter. He sat up, skepticism growing in his face as he looked over the four of them. Can I help you? You sure can. Ashe ignored his dismissive tone as she scanned the shelves, filled with bullets of every caliber and style imaginable. These. She grabbed a few boxes. And these. Box by box, she built a pile on the counter. By the time she was finished, the proprietor's reluctance had been replaced with eagerness, eyes bright at the prospect of a good sale. How much? Ashe said. When he gave her the price, she nodded. Frankie, pay the man. Hold on. Julian pushed his way in front of Ashe, an unamused look on his face. This gentleman must be joking with you, 'cause if he isn't, that's highway robbery. The proprietor looked offended. I assure you, my prices are always fair. Fair would be half of what you just quoted, said Julian. And I bet that's exactly what we'll pay if we take our business down the street to one of your competitors. Hell, maybe even less. Not true, and you'd be getting inferior goods anywhere else. But the proprietor's expression softened. A discerning buyer like yourself wouldn't want that. I'm sure we can work something out. He gave another price. Julian began to speak again, then stopped, and turned expectantly to Ashe. It took a moment for her to realize what he was looking for from her. Approval. She felt a strange mix of annoyance and embarrassment. Sure, Julian had jumped in to negotiate with the ammo dealer without her permission, but he'd also stopped her from paying way more than what the bullets were worth. And now he was looking for her authorization before continuing negotiations. As calculating as Ashe could be, haggling wasn't something she'd had much experience with. Maybe Julian was as useful as he seemed to think after all. Ashe kept her face neutral as she nodded. Julian, why don't you and Jesse handle this while Frankie and I work on getting what we need for the bikes? Julian smiled. Sure thing, boss. Ashe tossed a look at Jesse that said, keep an eye on him. Useful or not, Julian could clearly be impulsive, then followed Frankie back outside. The hacker had a little smile on her face as she scrolled through a list on her tablet. First Cutthroat Trouts and now Fort Star. Not your usual scene, huh? No, but she'd learn. You say that like you come here a lot. Sure, said Frankie. Plenty of times. I never know what kind of techie tidbits I'll find here. Come on, I know someone who should have all the parts we need. They made their way to the other end of the main street, passing store after store. Ashe saw canned food and military rations in their windows, clothing and travel gear, and of course, plenty of weapons. She spotted a few arbalist models here and there, but old ones, and most of which had seen better days. Clearly Fort Star had a lot to offer, but that didn't mean all of it was good quality. Frankie moved with familiar confidence, leading Ashe down a side street to a small warehouse with nothing but an old mud flap scrawled with the word open hanging outside to indicate it was a place of business. Inside, Ashe was hit with an almost immediate sense of claustrophobia. The space was brimming with engines, wheels, lev rims, and all other manner of vehicle parts piled floor to ceiling. The only open area was off to one side, where an old woman sat, feet up on a desk, nursing a mug of steaming coffee. Seeing them, her face lit up. Frankie, been a while. She was 80 if she was a day, Ashe judged, with snow-white hair that contrasted with her dark, wrinkled skin. But her eyes were bright, and her smile sparkled, literally. Her two front teeth were plated with chrome. She put down the mug and stood as they came over, moving with surprising spryness. You bring me anything good today? Sorry, Mary. Today I'm buying, not selling. Frankie turned to Ashe. Calamity, this is Metal Mary. Nice to meet you, ma'am. Ashe nodded politely. If you're looking for a part for a car, a truck, or bike, Frankie continued, she's the one to come to in Fort Star. That's the truth, said Mary, her silver hoop earrings glinting in the cool light of the warehouse. You need it, I got it. What you looking for today, young ladies?